Coming up on Agweek TV, it's time to talk turkey. We'll look at how the industry is recovering from bird flu as Thanksgiving approaches.
We'll take a look inside Peterson Farm Seeds' new high-tech soybean processing plant.
We'll talk with a livestock marketing specialist about these cattle prices and when we can expect to see the bottom. Welcome to Agweek TV. I'm Shauna Olson. This is the time of year turkeys take the spotlight. Minnesota is the nation's largest turkey producer, but the industry was hit hard by avian influenza last spring. 48 million turkeys died, 9 million in Minnesota. Then barns had to undergo extensive cleaning before operations could resume. But it hasn't had a significant effect on turkey supply or prices this holiday season. Mikkel Pates found the industry is recovering.
Shauna, I'm north of Rothsay, Minnesota, where I've been talking to the Velo family who are involved in the turkey industry and have seen an impact of the avian flu epidemic from 2015, even though they didn't see any losses on their particular farm.
It became a significant expense. There was an emotional effect, and it was a hassle as well, so it was tough. When we first walked into the service room, we had a boot bath to disinfect our outdoor boots. At this point, to enter out of this, I have to change my boots, so that's what I'm going to do now. And leaving my boots that are dirty from the outside in the dirty zone. Going forward, yes, we will have higher biosecurity measures. Now I've covered up my outdoor coverall with my barn coverall, my barn dedicated coverall, and I'm putting on a pair of barn dedicated boots. I view it as the new normal. Yeah. Got one more level of boot bath, so disinfect my barn boots, and now I'm ready to go into the barn with the turkeys.
Can you obsess about it too much? Probably, but probably not. I mean, if you get it, yeah, like I said, I don't think you'd want to do that more than once.
It takes your business to the brink, right to the edge of the abyss. And so I think long-term, the impact, I think it's maybe too soon to tell. I mean, one of the things I think of is maybe some of the larger integrators, like in central Minnesota, in the Wilmer area, they might take part of their business and take it down to Missouri as an example, just to make sure it's not all literally packed into this one corner of the country. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I could see that as a very real possibility. So maybe part of the turkey industry might actually leave Minnesota.
At Rothsay, Minnesota. This is Mikkel Pates for Agweek.
The Velos produce about 400,000 turkeys a year. American Crystal Sugar Company is building the biggest freestanding sugar storage facility in the country. This is a computerized design of the $40 million facility. It will be built near Chicago, one of Crystal's biggest consumers. It'll hold 130 million pounds of sugar and will allow the company to meet customer needs much faster without relying on rail schedules and hiring trucks to deliver it.
From this time forward, we'll have a much larger volume of sugar. We'll own the facility. We don't have to pay that third-party transloading cost. So we think there's going to be a lot of savings all the way around and enhanced customer service.
The dome will be about 13 stories tall. It should open in about a year. Farm taxes can be especially complicated, so the experts say it's time to start your tax planning. NDSU's popular Ag Tax Management Program is a statewide, interactive event that gives farmers and tax preparers the latest on tax law changes. Agweek's Jonathan Knutson was at one of the sites.
Raising crops and livestock isn't easy. Managing taxes isn't easy either. But a popular annual statewide event in North Dakota tries to make managing taxes a little easier.
It's important every year. This year increasingly important because it really sets the stage in terms of managing finances, in terms of having them understand where they are at the end of the year, if they should make any purchases for the upcoming year, or really where they really are with their income and the tax liabilities for the 2015 calendar year.
What I'm hoping to learn is to help my clients, as we know the commodity prices are down, There's been a lot of carryover grain from the previous year high, so tax planning is very important.
The end of the year is coming fast. If you haven't started tax planning already, now's the time to do it. For Agweek, I'm Jonathan Knutson.
The interactive video conference was held on Wednesday at 10 sites across the state. It's organized by the NDSU Extension Service and the IRS.
Up next on Agweek TV, we'll take you inside Peterson Farm Seeds' new high-tech soybean processing plant.
How did we become the region's largest independent seed company? By taking a very simple but powerful stand. We will sell no seed that we wouldn't be happy to plant on our own farm. Peterson Farm Seed. Stand tall.
Drainage Solutions is experienced in the tri-state area. Their skilled employees will design, implement, and maintain the best drainage system available. Drainage Solutions uses state-of-the-art equipment along with the best data resources available to design a drainage system that they guarantee will be both efficient and cost-effective. Whether you're considering drain tile for the first time or adding to your existing drainage system, let Drainage Solutions design the most appropriate site-specific drainage for your needs.
A lot can change in 75 years, but at Home of Economy, we'll always believe holidays are a time best spent with family. Bob and Jean Keesaw knew this when they founded our company back in 1939. And so today, the tradition continues. That with grateful hearts, we close our doors Thanksgiving Day, so our entire staff may celebrate this honored American holiday with those they love. We'll reopen at 8 a.m. Friday with great specials and, as always, our guaranteed lowest price. Until then, happy Thanksgiving.
My name is Joel Kaler, owner-operator of Kaler Farms in Lidgerwood, North Dakota. We make a patented product called the Corn Stalk Guide. Helps guide corn stalks into the grabs and the chains a lot smoother without losing corn. The corn stalk, when it comes off of our product, it's already on the gathering chain instead of being able to hit that idler. Our product will keep all the wear off the snout and get it to come into the head smoother without bouncing.
Who do you call when you have grain dryer issues? His number is probably already on your phone. Guy Kittleson of American Farm Equipment, 701-793-8804. With over 35 years experience in grain dryer sales, Guy was grain dryers before grain dryers were cool. He sells and services American, Chief, and Deluxe grain dryers with capacities from 200 to 10,000 bushels per hour. Guy works on them all, but when it comes to confidence and dependability in your grain dryer, buy from Guy. Guy Kittleson, American Farm Equipment.
Soybeans are an important crop in the region, and Peterson Farm Seed has a new state-of-the-art soybean processing plant. It's up and running at its Prosper, North Dakota headquarters. Reporter Tracy Frank checked out the new digs. Tracy, what prompted this upgrade?
Shauna, the company's rapid growth over the last decade meant it needed more capacity and throughput. Peterson Farm Seeds' new soybean processing plant features the latest in soybean processing technology.
Our total focus is to put the best quality product we can into our customers' hands.
A full automation control system monitors the flow process, bin levels, and operates the machinery.
This allows our operators to focus more on efficiency and then quality settings rather than worrying about answering high-low alarms all day. So it gives us that step up where we can just worry about how the plant's running.
An air screener removes foreign matter like chaff and pods. 2 decks make sure the beans are uniform in size, and an air chamber creates a wind tunnel effect to catch and remove chipped, split, flatter beans and leftover chaff.
As the beans flow through the process, you're looking for nice, round, heavy beans.
From there, the beans move to a color sorter where digital high-definition cameras examine individual seeds to compare them against established color parameters. Seeds that don't meet the criteria are blasted away with a shot of air.
It's helped us be able to accept certain lots that sometimes we'd have to reject with the old facility. It gives us that wider variety and higher efficiency.
When the machines are running at capacity, they examine about 50,000 beans a second. Next, the beans travel to gravity separation tables where they are further separated based on density to remove split, chipped, or diseased beans, which are lighter than the preferred dense beans.
The most important thing to know about producing quality seed is you throw more away. So if your crew is on a mission to keep your clean out rates low because you're concerned about the dollars and cents, you're not going to produce the highest quality seed. Our guys are tasked with one thing and one thing only, high quality. And that means we throw more away. And of course that's expensive, but again, our customers deserve that quality and that's what we want to provide.
Careful handling is important to maintain 94% germination rates, so soybeans are moved by belt conveyors instead of augers, and the seeds are not dropped more than 6 feet during processing. The new plant more than doubled the amount of seed that can be processed, conditioning 1,000 to 1,200 bushels an hour.
So having this much larger, more technologically advanced facility gives us the ability to do it the way we really want to do it, to make sure that we're able to take the time we need to make sure that every lot of seed is the highest quality that we can. Having that extra capacity makes it possible to actually run slower, if that makes sense, so that we can get the quality that we want.
The new facility opened in mid-March but wasn't completely finished. It ran a few weeks in the spring and then started full force last month. The plant was fully operational in time for this season's soybean harvest.
All right, thanks, Tracy. Up next on Agweek TV, we'll have your agri-weather outlook for the week, and later, trying to get some perspective on the recent roller coaster of cattle prices.
Bitter cold temperatures from Grand Forks all the way to Williston, so stay warm out there.
It'll never start. It'll start.
When the last thing you need is equipment that won't start, turn up the heat with a portable Honda generator from Home of Economy. Rugged, dependable, and quite possibly the best friend you'll ever have on the job. Pick one up today at the guaranteed lowest price, only at Home of Economy, where your dollar buys more.
As a manufacturer, if you don't actually farm, there's so many places where you go wrong if you really don't have a true gut feeling for the end result. From the seed placement, fertilizer placement, packing, weigh scales, variable rates, everything that we have is put there to make you more money. At the end of the day, we guarantee that with Super Seed Guarantee.
Tightline Drainage is the Red River Valley's most trusted name for tile. Tightline uses the Port Hydromax plow and also Port Hydromax trenchers for installing our laterals and main line accurately. The science behind drain tile proves healthier plant growth and greater yields. Tightline Drainage also sells pipes, fittings, tiling plows, landau tillage equipment, and more. Tightline Drainage is owned and operated by experienced agricultural professionals who understand the need for progressive agricultural practices. Call Tightline Drainage for a free drainage design today at 701-235-1900.
Say goodbye to expensive window treatments and Saturdays filled with dusting. Minn Kota Windows offers blinds between the glass and select window styles and sliding patio doors. With low-E glass, they're even more energy efficient. They're easy to operate, have a clean, efficient look, and control privacy, light, and heat. And the best part is, they're safe for kids and pets. Blinds between the glass from Minn Kota Windows. Midwest built, Midwest tough, guaranteed for life.
Minn Kota Windows, windows for your world.
Pronovo snowblowers, just what you need. Years of research and development and intensive testing resulted in snowblowers with characteristics clearly reflecting Pronovo leadership in snowblower equipment. Lots of standard features and 33 models available in the colors you want. The high level of manufacturing and performance standards assures you of owning the superior and most advanced equipment. Call your local dealer or North Country Marketing today.
Agweek TV weather is brought to you by Kaler Farms.
Welcome to the weather portion of Agweek. The last
5 or 6 days, we've finally begun to experience a few hints of winter into the United States, more than just Colorado. It's dropped down into the plain states as the weather has turned a little bit colder. Low pressure system in particular bringing a lot of wind to the region midweek and some areas of some much colder temperatures. But as you can see, as we've moved into the weekend, the temperatures have relaxed just a little bit. Today, we've got a lot of readings in the 30s and 40s around. It's just not very cold anywhere, and that is to a large extent due to the fact that the jet stream has once again gone a little bit further to the north. It's allowed some milder Pacific air to build at least into the northern plains, and some of that's going to try to start heading for the Midwest over the next cool days. Cold weather is locked in, but it's pretty far up north, and it's really not really terribly cold until you get way up north into the higher levels of the Arctic, where brutally cold temperatures remain, but they stay up there for the time being. Two basic flows of the jet stream. It does look like this week we are going to see a little bit of troughing taking place out along the Pacific area in the northern Rockies. That'll drive some cold temperatures southward there and likely spin up some kind of a storm. A little bit of a concern. Now, these are jet stream winds. When you see high-level winds in the jet stream, you usually look for that to be developing some type of low-pressure system, probably a little bit south and east of where the higher winds are. So that's really pointing toward maybe the Middle West. Sometime around Thanksgiving time, around Thursday or Friday, there will be the possibility of at least a small-scale snowstorm. Right now, it doesn't look like any type of monster storm with monster winds, but who knows? Maybe that's famous last words. I don't think it's going to be a monster, but we'll keep an eye on it. Overall, I don't expect a lot of super heavy weather around the nation this week. The eastern seaboard will be wet, the Appalachians. The southwest will be generally pretty dry. There won't be a lot of precipitation anywhere in the upper Midwest northern plains, except somewhere in here, Iowa, Chicago area. Looks like a pretty good chance for some snow sometime around Thanksgiving. Precipitation amounts may be on the order of up to ½ an inch, meaning there might be a 6-inch band of snow in there somewhere, but it won't all be that heavy. Northern plains, a few spots of snow, but it doesn't look like much. The second week, getting into the first week of December, is looking pretty dry across most of the Great Plains. The Appalachians still look wet, but most of the plain states will be undergoing a drying out period. At least that's what it is looking like for the time being as we move toward December. Meanwhile, down in the southern hemisphere, there are some favorable showers moving into Brazil, which should help out crops in those locations. Argentina continues to look favorably moist. On the other side of the world in Australia, extremely dry weather, but it is harvest time for winter wheat, so that's actually mostly a good thing. So the overall headlines: a little bit of a break from big plain storms. There may be a band of snow through the Midwest, still waiting for any sign of a big push of Arctic air.
It's time to demand more. With Micro Essentials, you get more from every acre. Through our fusion technology, only Micro Essentials combines 4 vital nutrients into one powerful granule, ensuring uniform nutrient distribution and increased nutrient uptake. The innovation behind our fusion technology means you'll grow stronger, healthier plants. Micro Essentials. Get more from every acre.
Total Ag Industries is the leader in total control. Their custom-built fertilizer systems are the crown jewel of the Total Ag lineup. Total Ag systems come with a fully customizable fill system, and the variable rate hydraulic drive system works with John Deere displays for real-time feedback and complete fertilizer monitoring. Total Ag's field-tested design allows precise control and accurate application in your fields for better yields and more profit. Contact Total Ag by phone or visit totalag.com.
North Dakota soybean farmers put food on tables all over the world, including their own. That's why it's important that we produce healthy, safe, affordable food. It's also important that we keep up with demand. Today's farmer feeds 155 people per year. Compare that to a farmer only 2 generations ago who produced enough for just 26. Most North Dakota farms are still family-owned and operated because our care of the land that feeds the world today is our children's legacy for tomorrow.
When work takes you out in the cold, stay warm in a great pair of boots from Home of Economy, where you'll find all your favorite brands like Ariat, Carhartt, Wolverine, and Rocky. Plus hard-to-find waterproof insulated boots from Baffin. With more than 30 top-selling brands, Home of Economy is your work boot superstore for pull-on, lace-up, soft toe, or safety toe. All in stock at the guaranteed lowest price.
Home of Economy, where your dollar buys more.
Where do you go for the latest news in agriculture?
Agweek magazine. Reaching over 30,000 farmers and ranchers in North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, and Montana. Agweek provides the most up-to-date information on the markets, the trends, and the people who make it all happen. We're your source for news, not fluff. Dependable, trusted, Agweek. Subscribe today by calling 1-800-811-2580.
Agweek TV, presented by Peterson Farm Seed.
Welcome back to Agweek TV. I'm Shauna Olson, and joining me now is Tim Petrie. He's the NDSU Extension Livestock Marketing Specialist. And Tim, we want to talk about these cattle prices. First of all, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, it's my pleasure.
How are these cattle prices? We've been noticing them come down the last few months. What are you seeing out there?
Yeah, certainly they're going down, and for people selling calves, it's kind of frustrating this time of the year, but actually we're back to reality. 2014 was a phenomenal year. Prices went up way higher than we thought they would for a whole variety of reasons. Every fundamental that happens was good, and this year it's kind of the opposite. We had very low pork and poultry production last year, and corn prices going down. We thought they would increase, but the PED virus in hogs and genetic problems in chickens and booming export market. Of course, we had low numbers of cattle to begin with, and so everything that could go right last year went right, way beyond our expectations. This year we're back to reality. We have booming pork production and chicken production. We had record pork production last week, and we'll have it for the year. Same on the chicken side, record chicken production. And then our export markets are very much struggling. We're the world's second largest chicken exporter, and because of the avian influenza, we're cut off in over 50 countries. So if we don't export chicken, we have to eat it here, and the production is up. So the real problem is on the fed cattle market side. Lots of competing meats at low prices, and therefore fed cattle prices are going down, and feeder cattle are following along.
Okay, and how is demand out there?
Well, demand is still hanging in there, but we just got too much total meat on the beef side, and the other meats are a lot cheaper, and so that's a struggle for beef. And Labor Day, that's usually a good market for beef, was not very good this year because of the cheap prices for those alternative meats, and that's with us. We've got record cold storage stocks of meats as well to work our way through, and so this isn't just a short-term thing. And of course now it's Thanksgiving time, and which is a turkey ham time as well, so that kind of adds in the short run here. But in the long run, we've peaked cyclically in cattle prices. That was last year, and year to year we look on them going down, but just recently now, of course, we've had a big tumble in prices, mainly because of just lack of exports and all those meat supplies that we have.
And it's hard on these guys going to these sales recently.
Yeah, absolutely. The last 2 weeks we've saw calf prices go down $10 a week. In the last 2 years, actually, they've went up contra-seasonally. This time of the year with the heavy runs, they usually do go down, but they look at last year, every year was higher, so the longer I keep my calves, the better. This year, it's the opposite. Every week they've been down, and so, they wish they would have sold last week or 2 weeks ago. And, I think we'll start to see the bottom in prices here in the next couple of weeks after the big runs kind of level off, but they're not going to go back up to where they were, that's for sure.
And across the nation, we're trying to grow the herds because we've had record low numbers.
Absolutely, the cattle herd is increasing at quite a phenomenal rate. We increased 600,000 cows last year on a nationwide basis. We're going to go over 1 million this year, and so next year we're going to have more calves, which is just another reason why we can expect cyclically lower prices next year. But still, there's good news out there. We're still at the second highest level ever on calf prices. Still $25 higher than 2013. I know we want to look back to 2014, but again, that was way beyond our expectations, and we're back to reality now. But still the second highest ever, and profitable prices for producers as well.
Tim Petrie, NDSU Extension Livestock Marketing Specialist. Thanks for joining us today.
No, it's my pleasure.
Great. Stick around. We'll have more Agweek TV coming up next.
How did we become the region's largest independent seed company? by taking a very simple but powerful stand. We will sell no seed that we wouldn't be happy to plant on our own farm. Peterson Farm Seed. Stand tall.
Upgrade your trailer to electric with the Rolltech electric system from Agricover. Strong, flexible pivot arms and motor mount rotate and telescope, allowing the roll tube to rise and flex over heaped loads. The positive automatic lock is impossible to back off to control the flow of grain. This integrated system uses one wireless remote to operate up to 10 tarps and hoppers, keeping your driver out of the dust, rain, and harm's way. See the Rolltech system in action at an Agricover dealer near you.
This is Dennis Beliski. If you're trying to save a little money this fall but still need to make a major purchase before year end, check out resourceauction.com. Our November 24th auction is chock full of good units that will sell to the highest bidder. Our suppliers have made the decision to liquidate inventory, and this is without a doubt the region's premier fall consignment event. Nearly 100 major units from 2010 and up, with many tractors, trucks, and combines. Check it out at resourceauction.com, and we'll see you on November 24th.
My name is Joel Kaler, owner-operator of Kaler Farms in Lidgerwood, North Dakota. We make a patented product called a cornstalk guide. Helps guide corn stalks into the grabs and the chains a lot smoother without losing corn. The corn stalk, when it comes off of our product, it's already on the gathering chain instead of being able to hit that idler. Our product will keep all the wear off the snout and get it to come into the head smoother without bouncing.
Where do you go for the latest news in agriculture? Agweek magazine. Reaching over 30,000 farmers and ranchers in North Dakota, Minnesota, South Dakota, and Montana. Agweek provides the most up-to-date information on the markets, the trends, and the people who make it all happen. We're your source for news, not fluff. Dependable, trusted. Agweek. Subscribe today by calling 1-800-811-2580.
Closed captioning brought to you by Ultimate Spray.
Now that harvest is done, another season kicks in. Jonathan Knutson calls this one meeting season.
The calendar says there are 4 seasons. Well, here in Agweek country, it seems like we have just 2. Crop season and meeting season. Plant, nurture, harvest. That's crop season. Analyze the old crop season, plan for the new one. That's meeting season, and we're starting it now. Meeting season is a big deal in this part of the country, which makes it important to Agweek and to me. But there are just so many meetings. Don't take for granted that I know about yours. So please, take a minute and let me know in advance about yours. I can't promise to attend your event, but you can be sure I'm interested. For Agweek, I'm Jonathan Knutson.
There's a brand new farm show on the schedule this year. The Heartland Ag Showcase was held this week in Minot. The North Dakota State Fair Center hosted the event. You could find everything from seed and fertilizer to chemicals and equipment. The show's manager, Greg Schaefer, says they decided to debut the Heartland Ag Showcase in November because the prime ag buying and selling season has shifted to the last quarter of the year. Meanwhile, in Bismarck, the North Dakota Implement Dealers Association held its annual convention this week. The association is made up of about 125 franchise dealers from around the state. U.S. Representative Kevin Kramer opened the convention, and there were sessions to learn about the latest equipment and the biggest issues facing agriculture. This week's photo of the week is actually a video. Tanner Serrett from Walhalla, North Dakota took this with his drone during harvest. We want to see more of your pictures, even your videos. Send it to us at agweek.com and give us your name, location, and let us know what's going on. Thanks for joining us for this edition. For all your ag news, go to agweek.com. We'll see you back here next week.